Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger.
Well, that air quality just continuing to be a factor here in Northern California, especially Chico to the south. In fact, let's take a look at First Alert Storm Tracker 7. I want to show you something here. We're going to be talking about the visibilities here. Now, Redding is down to 8 miles. You'll notice Red Bluff is actually at 10, but an hour ago it was 8. So Red Bluff throughout the day, I was talking to the air quality office in Red Bluff, and they were seeing it's kind of fluctuating up and down throughout the day today. Look at Chico. 0.8 miles visibility. You head out to Oroville, 1.8. Not all that great in Yuba City and Marysville at 2.5 miles, and out towards Sacramento, about 2 mile visibility. So that smoke has been blowing down to the south. All right, now we'll take a look at the latest air quality. This is as of 4 o'clock today. And we'll take you out to Redding, Red Bluff, and of course the Butte County area. Redding, 114, unhealthy for sensitive groups. And I do expect it's probably going to get worse tonight as the winds start to die down. You know, like I was saying, it's been moderating on and off, up and down here for Red Bluff. About an hour ago it was at 50. Now it's at 30, and it'll probably start to get worse as well. 155 for Chico, unhealthy for everyone, and 375 in the hazardous range for the Paradise area. Weaverville still very unhealthy. That's why we've been looking at that air quality alert all week long. Chester, though, pretty good at 25, but still unhealthy for sensitive groups for Quincy at 138. So there are the smoke plumes. And you'll notice Redding, not as bad. We're still seeing the haze in Redding, but look at this as you head to Red Bluff and especially down in Chico. That's where we're really seeing the heaviest smoke, and you can see the kind of progression of that smoke moving down to the south, and that's why we're seeing those visibilities get worse and worse as you head to the south of the Red Bluff area. So we'll take a look at the upper level winds to give an idea, and again you can see those winds generally blowing from the northwest down to the south and east for most of us, and that's again one of the reasons why we're seeing that smoke kind of blowing down to the south. As we take in the next 24 hours, it gets kind of tricky because the arrows are kind of going in all different locations depending on where you are. You can see out near Redding from the north, but out near Red Bluff from the west to the east, out near Chico from the south. So it's going to be really tricky tomorrow as far as where that smoke is going to be. Bottom line, haze and smoke is still going to be an issue. 107 for Redding, 99 for Chico, 98 degrees for Boerne. 50 degrees overnight, 77 for Redding, and it looks like Shingletown, you'll drop down to about 67 degrees for that overnight low. So there's a look at your satellite and radar. We still have this big ridge of high pressure that's in place, and that ridge is pretty much what's giving us these hot temperatures here, and we'll continue to see those hot temperatures, looks like, through the rest of the work week, and not to mention through the weekend as well. So let's take a look at your First Alert 7-day forecast for the Redding area, or excuse me, for Chico. And there you can see temperatures slowly dropping, hazy, smoky, 100 degrees through at least the first part of the weekend, and then temperatures dropping down to the 90s by Sunday. But you'll notice for Redding, the triple digits are expected to last a little bit longer. In fact, through Tuesday of next week with a high of 100, temperatures in the upper 90s for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So the heat is going to stick around, unfortunately, at least for the weekend, but it's not going to drop a whole lot as we go into the beginning of next week either. So still pretty hot and hazy and smoky for many of us over the next several days. Back to you.